Well, I hope you enjoyed that movie. It is really, really amazing how the sights and sounds that are all around us change once spring arrives. And we have spring and summer to look forward to, which is where we are now. Okay, day one, we looked at rainforests. Day two, we looked at the Earth's oceans. And on day three, we're going to look a little bit closer to home. And we're going to see if we can get ourselves in tune with nature a little more. There are things happening all around us. Sometimes they're so close to us that it's difficult to recognise them. Why is nature so wonderful? There's a few facts. Did you know there are around 88,000 different species of animal and plant in the UK? The only poisonous snake in Britain is the adder. I've been lucky to see one of those in the wild. Not something I'd want to get too close to again. Britain actually has 16 different species of bat. I actually get bats in my garden as well. And a little interesting fact, did you know a baby hedgehog is called a hoglet? I'm sure you're going to find out far more interesting things than I've just given you there. It's really, really important that we think about nature. Enjoying nature and being outdoors is actually proved to be good for our mental health and for our physical health. It gives us a sense of real well-being. And at the moment, whilst we're in this really strange situation and we're in lockdown and we're not having a chance to see many of our friends and be with our school friends, that's really, really important because these are quite difficult times. And nature is a really, really good way of helping that. Again, to help you with the tasks that I've set, I've given you some websites to look at, but if you search for British wildlife or UK wildlife, you will find lots more. But there are some here, wildlifetrusts.org, letsgowild.co.uk, the rspb.org.uk, which is the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds, and BBC, the BBC website for Springwatch. Now, Springwatch is actually on TV at the moment, most nights. I think it's on every night, actually. It is a fascinating programme, and I'd strongly recommend that you all take a look at that if you can. Perhaps speak to your parents and carers and mention BBC Springwatch. Again, I'm going to set you 3 tasks: research task, a design activity, and then what I've called a make or do challenge. Number 1, your research task. I've given you some questions there that you may try and answer for me. What is the most common wild animal in the United Kingdom? What is the rarest animal in the United Kingdom? That means there aren't very many of them. What is a hedgehog's favourite food? How many species of ladybird are there in the UK? And a really interesting one, I was quite surprised to see the answer to this. How many worms do you think a badger could eat in a day? I'm not sure I'd like to even eat one. That's your research task. Your design task, slightly different this one. I'd like you to think about your favourite British animal. And I've given you some examples there, perhaps a fox, owl, hedgehog, or it could be something like a ladybird, butterfly, something quite small. I'd like you to design a fact sheet telling people all about it. Imagine we know nothing about this animal. What kind of things would you put on that fact sheet? It'd be really good to use some pictures on a fact sheet to make it look more interesting. If you can, and you've got the opportunity to do this at home, perhaps you could print out some pictures. If not, you could just cut some from magazines, or even better, if you can find something online, get your pencils and draw your own. I've given you an example of a simple fact sheet there, which is about bees. So where they live, what kind of things they eat, and what they do, and why are they so useful to us. Okay? Number 3. Call this a make or do task. I've given you some suggestions there. You don't have to do any of these. You can choose something of your own. But these are just some ideas to get you going. Perhaps you could make a bug hotel. There is a picture of one there in the top right hand corner, which is quite a complicated one. But a bug hotel could be something as simple as some wood and bricks. If you look online, you will see examples of very simple ones that you could make. Perhaps you could make a hedgehog house, attract hedgehogs into your garden. Make a simple bird bath. Something even as simple as planting some wild flower seeds. I planted some the other day. I bought them, they cost me about 45–50p, so they're not expensive in packets. Perhaps you could use a mobile phone or a camera if you're lucky enough to have one, and capture a photograph of something wild. That could be in your garden or somewhere in the local area if you go out and get some exercise. And that is your make or do task. So again, good luck with the tasks. I hope you enjoy finding out lots of interesting facts. Please share all your work with us by sending it to social@runworth.co.uk. Keep yourself safe, and we'll look forward to seeing you all really soon.